When an NBA player wears a mask, they immediately become the center of attention, getting lots of looks not only because of the visual aspect of the actual mask, but for the challenge it pertains to the player wearing it. Yes, these masks can be quite uncomfortable to play in, often fogging due to the player's perspiration and hampering the player's comfort all throughout the game. And while these masks have a specific purpose, which is why these athletes need to wear the accessory, they also have been given the eye by those who set the rules in the league. In today's video, we're taking a look at banned masks in the NBA. Before we jump into it, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and slam dunk that notification bell for future updates. This is Sports Surge. Throughout the NBA's history, many people have adopted to wearing custom-made accessories that are used mainly for protection. Face masks have been the usual go-to when it comes to needed protection of a previous injury to the face or nose that hasn't completely healed yet. Working just like a helmet, the face mask, or the face guard, as it can also be called, protects the face from further injury to the unhealed bone. Not only does this protect the player from adding to his personal injury, but wearing a protective mask is also the only way a doctor can provide the clearance for a player to continue playing and not sit out on games. It's not unusual to see one, but when a player walks on court wearing one, people can't help but notice the accessory, with the focus becoming an immediate spotlight, especially when a star player wears one. Despite the injury, many All-Stars don't seem to mind wearing these masks, even outperforming those who have no injuries or masks covering their faces. That's why they're NBA superstars after all. Usually, these masks are custom-made to fit the players wearing them, making sure that they're as snug as possible while providing maximum protection to the injury without being an annoyance to the player while on the court. Many people have worn masks in certain times of their career due to specific injuries. In 2015, Russell Westbrook had a fractured cheekbone due to a knee to the face and had to wear a mask to protect his injury. Wearing a clear mask, Westbrook still put out MVP stats, at one time even making a season high of 49 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. But then again, that's the triple-double machine we're talking about. Mask or no mask. Richard Hamilton of the Detroit Pistons was considered the king of the mask in the NBA due to the fact that he wore the face guard after breaking his nose in 2003 and eventually wore it for the rest of his career, becoming his signature trademark. However, with the NBA being quite strict with its policies and rules, often controlling what players can wear for official games, the league has often gone against specific face guards that players have worn in the past, one of which that is notable for the league's dubious reasons: the notorious black face mask. While it's not a league rule just yet, the NBA often requests players to refrain from donning the black face guard, which they are always expected to comply with. Here are some notable superstars who have worn the black mask in the past. Kobe Bryant. Probably one of the most famous masks when it was worn by the Black Mamba himself. Kobe wore a thin black mask and revealed himself as the Masked Mamba. On March 6, 2012, that was the time when he got injured when Dwayne Wade broke Kobe's nose at the All-Star game. The nasal fracture from Wade's hard foul became quite the motivation after the All-Star weekend, when the Lakers faced Wade's Miami Heat, with Bryant having taken a win from a lossless Heat of nearly 2 months. Kobe wore the mask for a total of 11 games, mostly wearing the standard clear mask, but switched it out to the black mask against the Sacramento Kings. Some say this brought the appeal of the black mask up to the impossible levels, which is why the NBA opts against it. During that game, Kobe put up 38 points and only wore the black mask until halfway through the game before switching it back to the transparent one, apparently due to the discomfort of the fit. Bryant had designed the black mask himself that night, because his more common clear mask was prone to getting too foggy for him to wear. The renowned Black Mask Mamba mask was later auctioned, along with some clear ones, raising over $67,000 for Kobe's foundation. Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is the kind of guy that attracts everything, not just the good things, but ironically the bad things as well. Aside from being quite the personality on and off the court, he's had his share of run-ins with injuries, and the mask as well. He's worn in twice in his career, more recently when he was with the Boston Celtics, and earlier when he was with the Cleveland Cavaliers. In 2012, while with the Cavs, he broke a bone in his jaw against the Milwaukee Bucks. The next evening, he managed to play while wearing a bulky, cowl-looking black mask, setting the New York Knicks on fire with his 41 points, claiming that he couldn't see peripherally with the black mask and had no choice but to shoot the ball every time. LeBron James. While most instances where players wore the black mask simply became a focused fad, it didn't really come to too much notoriety from the league until the King himself wore it. While with the Miami Heat, LeBron James suffered a broken nose from Serge Ibaka in 2014. After skipping one game, James returned sporting a sleek black carbon fiber mask that meshed with his all-black Miami Heat uniform. That night, he ripped the New York Knicks, yet again, for 31 points on 13 of 19 shots. However, immediately after the NBA requested James to ditch the dark face guard and switch to a clear version instead, James took the court with a new clear mask for his next game, even proceeding to set a career high and a Heat franchise record with 61 points against the then Charlotte Bobcats in his second game back on the clear mask. When asked about the black mask, James commented, quote, "It's not a league rule, but it's the league's request that you don't wear the black one. It didn't make sense to me, but hey, I'm just a player in this league, and I will abide by this request." End quote. Other notable masks. While the avoidance of wearing the black mask in the league is a de facto rule of sports, some players have also worn them and have seemingly gotten away with it. Joel Embiid wore a black mask with goggles over it in 2018 to protect a broken eye socket that he suffered after running into his own teammate. Embiid, however, wasn't raised any concern from the league, probably because it didn't help him perform in any way, owing to the obvious discomfort he had of wearing them. Brandon Williams, while playing for the San Antonio Spurs in 1999, also wore a black shiny mask that made him look like he was going to a masquerade. While it's still unclear why the league considers the use of these black masks as inappropriate, since no explanation has ever been given by the NBA, we can only surmise as to the league's real reasons. It's quite possible that the aspect of free advertising and financial benefit comes to play, with these custom-made masks having no advantage for the league, benefiting only the manufacturers directly with the players wearing them, providing the exposure they need. Despite the apparent need for the use of these face masks, the NBA would rather place the clear design face guards as a league standard to avoid the distinct style and apparent sale that they would not have any share from. Call it a misguided selfish reason, but in the world of a billion-dollar league such as the NBA, corporate actions require subtle but clear decisions. So what do you guys think about these banned masks in the NBA? We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and slam dunk that notification bell for future videos. Until next time.